Hello crochet friends, welcome back. We're working on our Hooty Hoo owl and we are on the body. We're starting with round 11 today. So I have my marker up here ready to go. All right, are we ready? Let's get ourselves started. We want to do 15 single crochets across and then an increase. So not so bad. First stitch, right? Yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and pull through 2 single crochets, just like you've been doing. So that's 1, and this is single crochet 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all right, 13, 14, and 15. Wonderful. And now we increase. So if you remember, we went front loop, just the front loop, single crochet, and then the whole stitch in that same stitch, single crochet. So that gives us 17 stitches, and we want to repeat again 15 single crochets and then an increase. So the same pattern we had been doing for the last few rounds there, right? How are you doing? I'm hoping everyone's okay with their single crochets and that they're looking nice and neat. That's the hardest part, right? Keeping everything the same size and looking consistent, right? So we're going along, making our cute little owl body here. We're just counting out, make sure our counts are always right. Just take your time. It's a lot of single crochets, isn't it? It's all good. So we go all the way to our marker, but that stitch right before our marker we end, right? And we do our increase. So here it is, there's our marker. This is our stitch right before it. So front loop, we'll get a single crochet, and then we single crochet the whole stitch. Excellent. We take out our marker and move it up. That was 11. There's 34 stitches on our work, right? So let's go on to 12. We want to do 16 single crochets now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, there's 16. And now your next one, increase, right? Front loop, single crochet, and whole stitch, single crochet. And we repeat that again to our marker, 16 single crochets and an increase. Alrighty, here we go. All right, beautiful. We can move up our marker. That was round 12. We have 36 stitches on our work. Let's go on to 13, 17 single crochets. We are really getting up there. There's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, 16, woo, and 17. Wonderful. Now an increase. Front loop, single crochet, whole stitch, single crochet, and then we repeat to our marker. 17 single crochets and an increase. Here we go. Alrighty, I'm doing my increase here. Wow, alright. Now I'm going to take my marker and move it up. This is round 14. We're going to do 18 single crochets. Whew! Alright, we're up for this. We can do it. That's 2 and 3, 4 and 5. 6, making sure I'm getting in that next stitch there. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, 11, 12, 13, and 14. 15, 16, 17, ooh, 18 single crochets. Ooh, there we go, I got it. And now let's increase. Front loop, single crochet, whole stitch, single crochet. Alrighty, you're going to do it on the other side now. 18 single crochets and an increase until we get to our marker. Alright, here we go. Okay, this is my increase here. 1 and 2. Alright, I'm going to take out my marker and I'm going to move it up. That was the last of our increase round. So that was round 14. We have 40 stitches on our work, right? So now we want to start doing some decreasing because we want to come down the other side and make the body even, right? So let's get going. What we want to do is 18 single crochets, just like we did on the last one there. So, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make sure I didn't skip there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, oh, we're almost there, 16, 17, and 18. All right, now we're going to decrease. Not hard, just very similar to our increase. We're going to decrease by going in the front loop of our next stitch, yarn over and pull through. We have 2. Go in the front loop of the following stitch, okay? Yarn over and pull through. Now there should be 3 on your hook, 3 loops, yarn over and pull through all 3. And that makes it into 1 stitch. Okay, and now we're going to repeat that. So we want to do 18 stitches 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Now, do you have 2 stitches left? Where we would normally have the 1, right at the end? We want to make sure we have 2 stitches because we're going to decrease. So front loop, yarn over and pull through, front loop of the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. We have 3, yarn over and pull through all 3. So that took off 2 stitches on our work. All right, that was round 15. Now we're back down to 38 stitches. All right, let's do 16. I think we can. How about you? You think we can today? All right. Hold that marker out of the way. 17 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we're getting there. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Okay, 17 single crochets, and now we decrease. So if you remember, front loop, yarn over and pull through, front loop of your next stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Beautiful. And now repeat that on the other half here, 17 single crochets, and then we'll decrease. So go on and do your 17 single crochets. Here we go. Okay, that's 17, and now I'm going to decrease. So I'm going to go in the front loop of this next stitch, and then the front loop of the following stitch to bring those 2 together, okay? Here we go. Wonderful. I'm going to just move out my marker. That's the end of round 16, and we should have 36 stitches on our work, and you can see it's kind of starting to go in on the other end, right? Okay, we will start to stuff in a little while as it gets smaller, because it's always easier to stuff when it's not quite so tight, you know what I mean, so you have plenty of room to get in there. If your center is not closed up, where we were talking about that before, now's probably a good time to turn it inside out and sew that in if you want to, before we stuff, you know. So all right, that's where we're at. That's the end of round 16, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, and have a joyful day.